Phoenix Splash TV. You know what I like to do on this show? Contradict myself. I remember a while back I said that I would never buy Project Cross Zone 2. I hated the fact that only now were they reminding people of Shenmue, riding the hype of the Kickstarter, putting Ryo in at the last minute and putting him smack dab in the middle of the cover. See? But like any other human being, I saw it at a bargain price and decided, what the heck? So I bought it and I played it. So what do I think about Project Cross Zone 2 now? And what does it tell us about one of the most mysterious stories in gaming? First, let's talk about the actual game itself. If you've read reviews of the first Project Cross Zone and even watched my previous video, you'll hear all of its mistakes on blast. Lack of customization for strategies, lack of ability to get items, too much fan service, yeah, that was an actual complaint people had, terrible story, it was too easy. All of that was actually fixed in this sequel. Unlike the first game, you can customize your units in the beginning of a mission. You can choose which ones you want to use and which ones you don't. This might not sound like much, but it really does allow you to customize your strategies. Another thing was the battles themselves. Many people, including myself, felt that the first one was too easy. This was because the game would set up the strategy and then you would just basically play through it. And this one, the difficulty was racked up. It was still easy, but it didn't insult your intelligence at all. You can make up your own strategies and do the missions however you want. One complaint of the first game was the fact that they didn't have shops. Well, Project Cross Zone 2 added shops, 3 different ones. Not only did they add shops, but I felt like the items and weapons were more interesting and necessary to use. In the first game, you can pretty much go through the entire game without using items, but in this one I felt like you had to use both items and skills in combination to beat the bosses. There was a bit of an exploit. With anyone who can raise their own attack, you can just keep raising it, and then refill your SP, and then raise your attack again, until it maxes out. I found myself using this exploit with Ryu and Ken, the main protagonist, and anyone I teamed Hibana up with, like Akira and Kage. But hey, it rewards you for using your noggin. Some people still complain about the story, but I actually thought it was way better than the first one. Gone are those 2 annoying main protagonists. You know, the one where the teacher was hitting on a high school student? Japan is so weird. Instead, it's the main protagonist from Namco x Capcom, which were in the other one as well, Reggie and Shenmue, who are way more interesting characters. One thing I noticed more in this game was the due diligence on the characters. It might brush over some people's heads, but you can tell that a lot of research was done on each character. The inside Shenmue jokes about Shenmue, from sailors to milk's perfect for a schoolboy, pretty much every internet Shenmue joke and meme are in there. They even reference Nintendo games, like this one from Zelda 2. Or Mega Man X and Zero being afraid of spikes. There's even a reference to the American Street Fighter movie. That's how pretty far they get. It's all pretty good stuff. It was pretty cool to see Strider interact with Hatsuma. I think that was my favorite team in the game. And as always, it's really cool to see Mega Man X and Zero kicking ass. Even with the characters I didn't know, like Erika and Gemini from Sakura Wars, I saw them from the previous game, and I felt like I knew them. Of course, pairing up Ryo with all of the other different teams was really cool too, just to see what they would say. Axel from Streets of Rage and Sagata Sanshiro make surprising appearances. That's kind of the cool thing that I did. I didn't do much research on this game before getting them. Like, I didn't even know Captain Commando was going to come out. So it was pretty surprising every time I saw a new character. I read some reviews and many of them still complain that the game was too easy. I disagree. Was it easy? Yes, but not in a way that insults your intelligence like the other one. You can't just go through and press the attack combinations and expect to do well. You have to heal, you have to raise your stats, equip your weapons, and train the groups equally. All in all, I had a lot of fun with it, way better than I thought it would be and way better than the first one. Now for the Shenmue stuff. What does Project Cross Zone 2 tell us about the Shenmue lore? Honestly, there isn't much to get too excited about, but let's do a little countdown of 5, and I won't try to spoil too many things about the game. Number 1, the Phoenix Mirror has the power to open portals. With a combination of another item, M. Bison wanted to use the Phoenix Mirror to open portals and somehow get more power. Something like that. It was very confusing. And it gives us a little bit of more info on what the Phoenix Mirror can actually do. But what Project Cross Zone essentially does is clarify that there's going to be magic in Shenmue. I know there's still some Shenmue fans that don't believe that, but this pretty much clarifies it. Ryo's feelings for Nozomi are kind of revealed. If you pair Ryo up with Cosmos and Fiora, he'll mutter her name as if he misses her. They all say the names of people that they have feelings for as well. Also in a scene where guys are perving out at all the females bathing, Ryo actually doesn't join. This was either a nod to the whole homosexuality thing of sailors, or it was to show that Ryo is, saving it up for Nozomi. Number 3, Iwao Hazuki was pretty darn well known. I mean, this isn't really new because every martial artist in Shenmue 2 seems to know the Hazuki name and the style. But it also includes the Mishimas, Ryu and Ken, and everyone who knows about Kung Fu knew about Ryo's father and Ryo's style. They seem to have a lot of respect for him. That means that they either didn't know that Iwao killed someone, or that Iwao killed someone for a good reason and they know. Number 4, Ryo's destiny is predetermined. Again, this is said by Shenhua over and over again, but Ingrid hinted that his destiny will change the fate of the world. So we can assume that some crazy shit is going to happen in Shenmue, and it'll probably go beyond the simple revenge story. It's probably bigger than we can even imagine. And number 5, this whole thing takes place before Ryo goes to Hong Kong. That's right, Ryo can hang with Kazuya Mishima, Dimitri, all those powerful people before he even goes to Hong Kong and get more training. Take notes, Death Battle. And that's pretty much it. I know it's not much, but it's still fun to see these little hints. Ryo actually played a bigger part in the game than I thought he would, and I was not let down by him as a character gameplay wise or story wise. One thing Project Cross Zone 2 does is represent all of the characters well, and makes subtle jokes. Like there's one where Chun-Li tells Axel he'll go to prison if he keeps breaking things. Axel says he wouldn't look good in a prison uniform, throwing a nod to Cody from Final Fight. That was pretty damn cool. I think that was my favorite joke actually. All in all, it was a great experience, and I was wrong about the game initially. It's really cheap too compared to the other 3DS titles, so if you're a fan of Sega games, Capcom games, or any of the others, I say it's worth it. One thing I found interesting was that Ryo's placement on the cover art is only on the American box art, while the Japanese omits him altogether. They also added Morgan. Anyone want to take a guess at why they did that? I have no theory up my sleeve on that one. So, question of the day, why is Ryo only on the American box cover and why is he in the center? Leave it in the comments below if you think you have an answer. Well, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe. This is Game Analyzer, signing off.